I assist crime victims in the aftermath of their victimization. A lot of people don't know what to expect, what the process is like, and there's so many different ways that things can happen. Um, and so I just try to help them, give them information. We also serve as like a liaison between law enforcement, particularly the investigative services, so that if a detective or someone will pass on a message, they may be hard to make contact with for whatever reason. So we'll get information and give to them just so the victim knows that someone is, hearing them. And there's some days where you wish you were two people because you literally need to be in two places at one time. There may be like court hearings, bond hearings, forensic interviews, and just things that involve um, your assistance where you need to be there, or something could happen like literally at 11 o'clock in the morning, and that's your day until 4 o'clock, depending on what the situation is. So, um, ideally, a typical day. Like I said, I don't know if there's a typical day. Ideally, though, you would get to sit at the desk some and update, what you've been doing so you can, make note of that and know what's going on, and okay, and call and just check on this person and say, hey, I was just thinking about you. How are you doing? How are things going? Sometimes that really doesn't happen at all. Nowhere near it, but it does sometimes. I've been to many, many trainings for all types of victims, for elderly crime victims, financial crimes, um, children victims, domestic violence, stalking training, training on like crisis response. Okay, so critical incidents and how when someone is in a traumatic situation, how to talk to them and just really like meet them where they are. The ones that have been most beneficial to me that I literally keep in mind, particularly in working with victims of domestic violence, is there was one, and it was years ago, but it was like, what if they choose to stay? Then what do you do? What do you talk to them about? So safety planning, things like that. Meeting people where they are, that whole like brain trauma and how your brain does different things and processes things. I keep that in mind because when you're looking at someone and they've been through something, their reaction, it's not my place to judge it because I don't know their life. So in that one training that I had years ago, one of the speakers said, you tell this survivor, this victim, you're the expert on your life because you're still here. Our domestic violence coordinating council is great. It's great. So it's law enforcement, just all our partners, DSS, the solicitor's office, the hospital, the school district, and we sometimes housing, just different groups, and we come together monthly and discuss cases, domestic violence cases, and discuss how to serve them, give updates, and just share information. And I think it's been doing very well. I love my job. I really do. It's frustrating sometimes. You want to do more, but trauma is a very intimate thing. And for someone to allow you into their space in a moment like that, for me, is just such an honor, and it's humbling. When someone just looks at you and they're like, I remember you. You were there that day. And it's like, they don't look like traumatized, but they look grateful that you were there. And so it really is an honor to, like I said, just leave people better than when they came to you. I have on my wall a quote: "People won't remember what you did, but they'll remember how you made them feel."